You run a tiny electronics repair shop on the edge of town. Your days smell like solder and burnt circuits. Your nights end with unpaid bills. You fix cracked phone screens, broken game consoles, water-damaged laptops. Simple jobs, small money, no power. Then one rainy night changes everything. You are closing the shop after 12 exhausting hours. A black car stops outside. A man walks in. He doesn't bring a broken device. He places a burned hard drive on the table and a pistol beside it. Recover the data, he says. Right now, you look at the circuit board. The controller chip is destroyed. Normally, this job is impossible. But the gun on the table feels very real. You rip open an old game console and transplant a chip onto the board. In underground repair circles, this trick is called forced board grafting. 20 minutes later, the drive spins. The data returns. The man drops an envelope on your desk. $5,000 in cash. Then he says something that keeps echoing in your mind. Forget you ever saw me. And suddenly you realize something dangerous. If one hard drive pays more than a month of honest work, what does level 2 look like? You tell yourself it was a one-time thing, but 3 nights later, your phone rings at 2 in the morning. Another job. Double the money. Soon your repair shop starts receiving devices that normal technicians never see. Encrypted phones, wiped laptops, burned storage drives, devices that belong to people who don't want questions.
I just can't do it anymore.
You learn a truth most people never hear. Data rarely disappears. It only hides. Inside the industry, technicians call this phenomenon data ghosting. Even when files are deleted, the physical data remains on the drive. The operating system simply stops pointing to it. But if you know where to look, you can bring the ghosts back. Your privilege at this level: cash, fast, untraceable. But the risk is growing. You start noticing a pattern. The clients who pay the most are always the most dangerous. And a question begins to haunt you. Are you repairing technology? Or are you repairing crime? 3 months pass. Your tiny repair shop now has a nickname in underground circles. They call it the Clinic, a hospital for black devices. Burned hard drives, locked phones, compromised servers. Everything comes to you. During this time, you learn another secret insiders know well. 90% of security systems fail because of people, not technology. Passwords reused. Encryption keys stored incorrectly. Human mistakes everywhere. One night you use a technique known as a cold boot attack. If you power off a computer suddenly, the memory doesn't vanish immediately. For a few seconds, the encryption keys remain inside the RAM, long enough to capture them, long enough to unlock everything. Your privilege at this level: you are no longer just a repairman. You are essential. But the risk is escalating, because now you realize something chilling. You're not dealing with random customers anymore. You're dealing with a system. And systems always have a level 4. One Thursday night, everything changes again. You are leaving the shop. A van stops beside you. A hood goes over your head. 30 minutes later, you are inside an underground facility. Rows of servers, security cameras, industrial cooling systems. This place looks like a private data center. A man in a suit approaches you. We need you to fix something. He gestures toward a massive terminal. An underground financial empire has just been frozen. Hundreds of millions of dollars, locked inside an encrypted network. You quickly realize something important. This system uses air-gapped servers, machines that never connect to the internet. That means no remote hacking. The only way to break it is to sit in the same room, which is exactly where you are now. Your privilege, if you succeed: enough money to change your life forever. Your risk if you fail. You don't leave this building. You begin working. The system is unlike anything you've seen before. 3 layers of encryption. 7 layers of authentication. Financial algorithms similar to those used by central banks. You suddenly understand something terrifying. This network doesn't just protect money. It protects power. Then you realize something else. You have a chance. If you plant a malicious script, you could destroy the entire system, erase the empire. But then an image appears in your mind. Your mother. Her surgery still unpaid. You pause. Your fingers hover over the keyboard. Then you finish the repair. The servers restart. The system unlocks. Relief fills the room, but something strange happens. The door does not open. The man in the suit returns. He smiles. You're too talented to fix broken phones. The room changes. New workstations appear. Advanced diagnostic machines. Servers stronger than anything you've ever used. A complete laboratory. You finally understand. You weren't hired. You were claimed. Your privilege.
It goes on forever.
Unlimited
I'll never
technology.
get out of here.
Unlimited resources. But the risk, you no longer belong to yourself. You belong to the machine. Time passes. You stop repairing systems. You start designing them. Encrypted payment networks. Distributed storage systems. Invisible financial pipelines. You discover another secret of the digital underground. These systems rarely exist in one country. They operate across 3 different legal jurisdictions. One server in Europe, another in Asia, another in the Caribbean. So no single government can shut them down. Your privilege. You now understand how money truly moves through the hidden world. But the risk is absolute. There is no exit, because you now know too much. You are no longer a technician. You are a component. Money flows through networks you built. Weapons are purchased. Companies are manipulated. Entire markets move because of lines of code you wrote. A simple rule reveals itself. Whoever controls data controls money, and whoever controls money controls power. You look around the control room. Servers hum. Screens flicker. Entire systems depend on your work. At first, you believed you were climbing higher, closer to power, closer to control. But now you see the truth. You don't control the machine. The machine controls you. If you stop working, the empire collapses. And when empires collapse, they remove the weakest parts. You realize something terrifying. You are not the master of this system. You are its maintenance technician, forever. You stare at the glass wall of the control room. Beyond it lies the world you once knew. You thought you climbed the ladder of power, but the truth is far darker. You didn't climb the system. The system absorbed you. You spent your life fixing machines, and in the end, you became one, a single replaceable component, inside a digital glass cage. And the cruelest truth of all, in the world of power and data, no one is truly free. There are only different levels of the same cage.